Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Mrs. C coming to you today on Sweet Tea with Mrs. C. I'm coming on here to tell you about myself. I told you before that I had retired twice. I'm going to talk about the first retirement that I had. The first retirement, I was in law enforcement. I was in law enforcement for 21 years. Thank God I made it out of it and through it. He was with me all the time, because I've had some situations where there has been close calls, but God has always been with me, and I thank him so much. But I'm going to talk to you today about the first time when I went out. Back then, when you were an officer, you are to walk patrol. You had to foot walk on patrol. So that was something that if it's not implemented today, they need to implement it again, because all new officers need to get out there in that community and get to know that community, who they're dealing and working with. One of the mottos that I always had as an officer, you treat people the way you want to be treated. You have to think of them just like you would think of yourself. You wouldn't want nobody to do anything or hurt your loved one, so you're not going to go out there and do that same thing with them. And because you got that uniform on and you wearing that badge, that doesn't mean that you're God's gift to this earth and you can do everything. You got all control. No, it doesn't work like that. But anyhow, I want to talk to you about when I walked foot patrol. I remember my first arrest. And it was so interesting, y'all. I was inside of a store, because as you're walking, you're visiting the different retailers and things of that nature, the people that have the stores, and you seeing the different people, and you get to know the community. And it wasn't bad. Only time it was bad is when it was really cold outside and you're walking foot, like, ooh, it's cold out here. But you did what you had to do. But anyhow, this particular time I was inside of an establishment, and so I heard this loud boombox. And back then they used to walk around these big boombox, boom, 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 and he was walking down the street and blasting his music. Like, what in the world? I go out there, honey, and let me tell you, he's smoking weed, just puffing his head off with this big boombox, on one hand and smoking with the other one. He didn't hear me coming behind him because he's too busy with this loud music, and he was enjoying his weed. So I walk up behind him, I tap him on his shoulder, and I said, give it to me. Just like taking candy from a baby that got caught with their hands in a cookie jar or something, give it to me. And he turned around. He realized that I was the officer. He put it out. He turned and he gave it to me. It was that easy. I'm telling you, God was with me throughout my career. And I said, you're going to be my first today. He had no idea that he was going to be my first arrest ever. But I said, you're going to be my first today, And so I took the marijuana, weed, or whatever they call it today, but it was weed, marijuana. I took that from him and secured it to take to the crime lab. In the meantime, I proceeded to cuff him. Now, my cuffs had never been used, so they were a little stiff, and so I got it on one arm. Had him to put, after I searched, once I put the cuffs on, I had to search him afterwards. I put the cuffs on him, got it on the one wrist. Could not get it on the other cotton picking wrist. And do you know, he turned around and he was helping me to squeeze the cuffs on his wrist. He's getting arrested. He turned around and said, well, just squeeze it, because it was hard to squeeze. I'm telling you, this sounds crazy, but this was my first one, and it was like, I can't believe this. Okay. So after all of that is said and done, and I called for the wagon to come and get him, and he's pat down and made sure that there was nothing on him, no further drugs. Once got him to the cell block, back then you had to interview them to make sure that this was not a habit that they use, as far as using marijuana for pretrial, a habit that they using this, and do they use any other drugs and this type of thing. So I interviewed him in the cell block area, and do you know, this person said, I know you had to lock me up, and had to arrest me, but you think afterwards when I get out, we can go on a date or something? And I looked at him like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm married, but no. Oh, okay, I thought I asked. Oh my goodness, I tell you, that was the funniest thing ever. The whole ordeal. And when I just reflect back on that and think about it, like, man, my first arrest, the person turns to help me put the cuff on him. It was like taking candy from a baby, and it was like, oh man, but that was one incident that I had that it was, really, it was something. There's so many different other things that I've gone through and in my first career that I retired from. That is some funny things and some sad things. Some things I may share and some things I won't because it's too graphic or, things that is, not pertinent to this conversation. But again, that's part of my first career of what I did and my first arrest. That was God was with me on that one because he could have very well ran, from me and or fought me or anything to prevent from being arrested, but he did not do any of those things. So that was a blessing. It was a blessing for me, so that I didn't have to go through that struggle and that sort of thing. But yeah, so that was my first career. My second career was in the medical field, and I did that for 14 years and then retired from that. But that's a taste of what I've gone through in the beginning. So, but I'll bring you other stuff concerning other things that are, that is interesting that I seen in that particular field. Some things, not everything, some things. But I just wanted to stop by and say hi to everyone. And also, too, I want you to be careful when you're out there, because, I've been in that field, especially ladies, when you're out and about. Don't be walking around like tiptoe through the tulips, like la-di-da with your purse swinging and these great big old bags. Yeah, they're cute and everything. But you need to have a crossbody, something that you can have close to your body. You don't need nothing that you're hanging and holding on to, like a little old lady holding on. You don't, because it'll snatch that purse and snatch you right along with it. So, always have a crossbody, something that is in front of you, where it's safe, safe for yourself. But I just wanted to share that little tidbit, that little humorous side of, being an officer, and that's it for the day for that. I'll come back to you with other topics that I have, other things that I want to share with you. In the meantime, in between time, you be blessed. Don't you dare be stressed. And for goodness sakes, don't put up with no mess. Okay? And I will be chatting with you another day. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, almost forgot. I got ready. Getting ready to stop without saying these words. Like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. Particularly like and subscribe at this moment because this is my new channel that I'm doing something. Talking to you is really nice and it's nice just being able to talk to you and just say some things that's on my mind because there's so many things that I can say and talk to you about. But if you like this kind of content that I am giving you, please comment as well. I know a lot of you are looking at the video and you may, again, like I said on the previous, you might smile and laugh at some of the things I might say. But under the same token, I want you to comment on those things. I want you to comment, on some of maybe your experiences on your first job. How was it on your first job? How did you handle things and what did you go through? What funny things that you've experienced during your life? This video was sort of like paused there for a moment as I was talking because I inadvertently dropped my water bottle on my treadmill because I'm standing on it. And I said, whoops, and I had to bend down and get that. So then I had to restart it again. So, but as far as editing and doing a whole lot of editing type things, like, oh, let me move this and switch. I'm still new at this, so I don't know how to do all of that good stuff like that. I know how to insert certain things now, but I'm learning. But again, like I said, I want you to like and subscribe. Okay? And if you choose to share, that's fine. But also, again, I would love for you to comment. All right, that's going to end this video for the day. And look, y'all have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, wherever time you see this video, you have a wonderful day, okay? And especially a blessed day. You know, I pray that all is well with all of you. Have a blessed day, okay? And again, I got to emphasize, not a stressed day, and don't put up with no mess today. Really, don't put up with no mess from nobody, really. All right, chat with you later. Bye-bye.